Testing, testing. All right, sounds good. Can we sound good? I'm going live on Instagram too. Do we sound okay? Do we? Let's see. Testing. How do we sound? Do a sound check. Let's see how we sound. We good? All right. I'm live on IG. I see. Okay. So we good there. Live on Facebook, or not Facebook. Live on what is it? YouTube. All right. So welcome to Keeping Score. This is the 7th episode, and really, this one's going to be a little bit different. The title of this show is called Lukewarm, and so we're going to get into it. Let's start by really explaining to the people what the show is about. So this show is about keeping score, or I titled it Keeping Score. And really the focus is giving people the opportunity to hold themselves accountable. And it's primarily from a business standpoint. But as an ex-athlete, one thing I found is once you stop playing sports, you also stop holding yourself to the level of statistics, just black and white. Did I do it? Did I make the shot? Did I not make the shot? Did I strike out? Did I not strike out? Right? Those numbers always hold you accountable. And so this show is leaning into the idea of holding yourself accountable. Not blaming anything, blaming anybody, but taking accountability for what it is that you do, what it is that you should be doing. And so that's what Keeping Score is. That's what it's always going to be. And as I continue to grow, as I continue to kind of evolve this show, I want you guys to be more involved. And matter of fact, team, let's see if we can put the link for people to join or give feedback. What is it that basically where they can add themselves to the discussion. So I'm gonna try to keep up with the comments. If y'all add any comments, I'm gonna definitely try to respond. But man, I watched the show yesterday, and as soon as I get done with my show, I always watch them. I always try to see what's the, what energy did I give across? What's the word? What's the message that I communicated to the people, right? Like, was I giving, did I stand out amongst the people, right? Was I blended in? Was I giving something that was different than what's already out there? And that's always what I want to do. And for a long time, I was off of social media because I just, it wasn't my thing. But more importantly, I'm such a unique thinker that social media was a lot for me to take in, a lot for me to consume. But anyway, I bring that up because I went back and I look at everything kind of like what sports taught me from an intangible standpoint. So I went back, I'm watching the stream. I'm having the team kind of edit it and chop it up. And once it was all done, I just was like, that wasn't good. It wasn't good. I was not like, I can say I did my best for that day, but I wasn't proud of the work that was put out. And the reason I wasn't proud is because all I put out was jokes, right? All I was trying, well, I wasn't trying to be funny. It was just me naturally being funny, but it was on my spirit. It was lukewarm. It was lukewarm. It wasn't something that was different amongst the people, right? Like if you saw yesterday's live stream, you saw what was chopped up and put on YouTube or put on Instagram. It was no different than what you typically scroll past. And so I said, that was a lukewarm effort. I didn't stand on one side of the fence or another. I gave entertainment, nothing really for people to be challenged on, nothing for people to reconsider how they view things. And so I was a bit disappointed. And so not all shows are gonna be like this, but this is one of them shows where I don't got no jokes. I gotta lay the foundation of what this show is gonna be about. And yesterday wasn't a good showing. And so this show, I mean, when you leave this show, I'm gonna always give you everything I got. But when you leave here, you should have been challenged mentally. You should have asked yourself, am I doing enough? And then what am I going to do next? And I didn't give that to the people yesterday. Didn't give it to them. And a part of it, I feel like I was trying to fit in. Like that's really what I think it was. I think I was trying to fit in, and that's just not my style. I'm never. Hold on, wait. Do I still sound good? It says I'm muted on my mic. Maybe not. Let me do a sound check because I don't want to go too far. Because I'm about to start cooking, actually. Make sure I'm good. Let's get this out the way. Okay. All right. So sounds good. All right. So I look back at it and I say, man, this is not a good showing of what I want the people to do. I want you to say, okay, am I doing what I'm supposed to do? The business that I was supposed to, like, if you watch that from yesterday, I don't know if I encourage anybody to start a business for real. Like, I really don't think I did. I don't think I encourage somebody that's going to that 9 to 5 to say, okay, I'm gonna stay up late and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to change my family dynamic, to change whatever it is our financial situation is. And so I left that situation like, all right, I get today, like when I was prepping for the show, so I got my whiteboard over here. And when I prep for the show, I'm always like, I never go into it thinking, how should I say something? What should I do something? I'll just kind of let it flow, right? I'm writing out certain topics. I'm writing out things things that come to mind. But usually I don't have the actual end goal in mind yet, right? I just know I'm gonna say something, whatever is said, that's what's gonna be said. And yesterday was too nice. Yesterday was about being on the right side of the culture, being on the right side of making people feel good. And that's not my lane. Like what I'm gonna say sometimes is gonna ruffle your feathers. What I'm gonna say sometimes is gonna challenge the way you think. It's gonna challenge the approach you taking, and it's gonna say, all right, look, what do we want for our family? It's enough people on the YouTube social media platforms that's giving you guys the stuff that's fun, giving you guys the stuff to laugh at. That's not my lane. Like I'm a natural funny guy, but on social media I can't be that. You might get a joke or two out of me, but I can't just be laughing. I can't just be passing out jokes. I really can't. And so today's show is called Lukewarm. Lukewarm. And really, it's just like when you're lukewarm. I mean, the Bible says, I'd rather you be hot or cold. Because at least I know what I'm going to get, right? At least I know what I'm going to get. Y'all might be tuning in today looking like, all right, man, he don't got no jokes. He not being funny. He not doing this and that. I put that out yesterday. That wasn't the right approach. It wasn't. I got to give it to y'all straight. In this day and age, if you're not running a business, if you don't have something on your own for yourself, for your family, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I got to say it like that. I got to. I made a joke about it yesterday, being lighthearted about the video games. But no, we got it. I'm going to say it. You have to get out here. You have to have something for yourself. You can't be relying on one stream of income in today's day and age. You can't. People getting laid off left and right. It don't make sense. It really doesn't. And so we're not going to be lukewarm. Y'all not going to wonder what side of the fence I stand on. I'm not going to wonder what side of the fence y'all stand on. If you tuning into this show, either you trying to check me because I said something. And look, I'm open to the possibility of being wrong. I really am. Some of the times I say stuff and I may not have all the information, and I'm open to being corrected. I really am. And even in my household, I tell my kids, I tell my wife, hold me accountable. Hold me accountable. I'm big on putting stuff up. I really am. Like when you use the peanut butter, put it up. I tell the kids, look, I shouldn't come upstairs for lunch and know what y'all have for breakfast. I shouldn't. But when I say that, I can't turn around and then leave stuff out. And so when I leave stuff out, when I'm in a hurry, I say, y'all got to call me out. I openly invite that because I want people to know that the standard I'm holding them to, I want to be held to the same standard. I really do. And honestly, nobody's going to hold me more accountable than myself. And today I woke up like I was just like bothered because I had watched the show yesterday, and I was like, all right, in the mindset, okay, I gotta come different. And so I'm laying in the bed, and I get up at 2 a.m. I'm laying in the bed, my alarm goes off, and Carson, which is my son, he comes in the bed, and he's basically he's laying next to me, so I can't get over him. So I end up falling back asleep, and I fall back asleep until it's like maybe 3. And so my schedule is so tight to where if I don't get up exactly 2, I know for the entirety of the day, I'm not going to get everything done. And I got to sit with that. I got to sit with the idea that you're not going to get stuff done, and now you got to pick and choose. But at 2 a.m., if I get up at 2 a.m., I go from 2 a.m. to 5 p.m. Everything going to be done. Anyway, today I woke up at 3. And when I woke up at 3, I started, like in my mind, I was like, man, the only reason I didn't wake up at 3 or wake up at 2 is because Carson was in my way and I couldn't get out the bed. And I was like, I said that in my mind, so I was frustrated. And something in my spirit just said, shut up. Not taking accountability. You blaming your son because you didn't get up. And that's what type of show this is going to be. That is what type of show this is going to be. Listen, when we talk about sports, I grew up watching Kobe and watching Jordan. Like I feel bad for the people playing basketball that they started watching after Kobe retired. It's a certain mentality that when you watching Kobe and Jordan, and I can't, like, I don't know if there's another time. I don't do all the basketball history, but what I do know is when I started watching basketball, I was watching Jordan. 96, Kobe came in, and all the way through my childhood, I got to watch either Kobe or Jordan. And so I approached every day of my life just embodying that. People talk about the Mamba mentality. Before it was the Mamba mentality, it was just Afro Kobe. It was just the ball Jordan. It was fourth quarter. It was crunch time. And so everything about me has always been that, like, I look somebody right in the eyes until they look away when I'm serious about something. But that's what we got to do with this business stuff, with this changing your family trajectory, you got to look that thing right in the eyes. You got to say, look, and I'm looking at the screen here, I'm looking at IG here. You got to say, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. And so this is going to be one of them days. Like, I already feel like I usually get, like, I didn't even have team prep none. I say, you could throw a little Shark Tank video on at the end, but this is not going to be entertainment because we need to go and weed it out now. We need to weed it out. All that cute stuff I did with the videos yesterday, that's not going to happen no more. It's not. If y'all didn't see it, because I ain't uploaded to YouTube, it's on my Instagram page. Go to Jamel, look at Jamel_Kyles on my Instagram. It's not that impressive. Like I said, it was lukewarm. You get some joy. I literally laughed at it. And I'm like, man, am I laughing to keep from crying? But we're gonna call it what it is. We're gonna call it what it is. And let me tell y'all another story. Man, because I got 4 girls and 1 boy. And so the way I approach Carson is different than the way I approach my girls. And we got this art in our house. This man, should I go get all right, let me stay focused. We got this art in our house to where the girls like this. So there's an image. It's like in our house, we have like a little section for like our library. And the girls in these image, oh my goodness. I almost feel like y'all not gonna feel me on it. You're not gonna feel me. I gotta go get the picture. Be right back. I'm back. That was quick, right? But the girls, let me move this. So this art, I never paid attention to it, but the girls in these images, they have no eyes. They have no eyes. But, and that's how I see my daughters, right? We'll get to the deeper meaning about it in a minute. But then we got one that's a boy, and he got eyes, right? Well, he has glasses. And so one day I said, what does that mean? It's like 4 pictures, but it's only 1 boy, right? So we got 1 for each kid. And it's our little kids library area. Anyway, sometimes I get deep, but I was looking at it, I said, whoa, all the girls have no eyes. Like they don't have no eyes. I said, you got that in my mind said you gotta see for your daughters. You have to be their eyes. You have to keep the snakes away. You gotta be vigilant on talking to them. They in the picture they have ears, they don't have eyes. So I talk to my daughters different. They can't see the things that I see. But in the one with my son or with the boy, it has glasses, right? And the glasses are dark. So you don't know. What I took that to be is you don't know when he's watching. You don't know if he's looking at you, if he's looking that way, but he has eyes to see. And so I deal with my son differently. And so sometimes when I got Carson to do something and it requires me to discipline him, right? To give him some guidance on which way we're going. And so Erica be in the room and I say, look, Erica, you're going to have to step out. I don't got no jokes today, but this is humorous in nature because he a boy right now, but I'm training him to be a man. And so the thing about men, the thing about fathers, you never emasculate. Like I never want to emasculate him in front of anybody, but he has to learn. So I'll say, hey, look, Eric, I'm gonna need you to step out. Make sure the door closes. And then once the door closes, I say, Carson, come here. And I look him right in his eyes. And I tell him whatever I need to tell him. And I ain't gotta rough them up. You don't gotta get roughed up. Sometimes you gotta get roughed up. What I'm saying, the reason why I say that is, and this is for the men real quick. Ladies, if you got husbands, show this to them. Tell them about this boy, this man, Jamel, that's dropping gems. Just tell them about it. You don't got to give them too much. But the thing is, we got as men, we got to start holding ourselves accountable. And that's the thing. I didn't say none of that yesterday. All jokes. It starts with us. And anybody that knows me for real in life, they know I hold men to a certain standard that it's always the man's fault. And I'm willing to have a discussion about Adam and Eve. I'm willing to have a discussion about the boy who wasn't raised without a father, and I'm willing to have a discussion about the woman, the girl that wasn't raised without a father. It always comes back to a man. Don't at me, because that's how I feel, and I've seen it. And so if it always comes back to the man, that means that you as a man can change whatever trajectory your life is going. You can't blame nobody else. And once you take that accountability, the keys is in your hands. And so if I'm talking to my son, back to my son's story, if we having a dialogue, he can't even say nobody else's name. You can't say nobody else's name. He can't say, Cadence did this, so I did that. You can only tell me what you did. Because the rest don't matter. The rest does not matter. And as men, we got to stop playing. Like, this keeping score stuff is cool. But what's your vision for your family? Yeah, we got to go there today. We got to go there. You working a 9 to 5, and you ain't told your lady, you ain't told your kids where y'all going. Why are you working a 9 to 5? I know you're not just trying to live paycheck to paycheck. Where y'all going? Where we going to be in 10 years? Why are we going to be there in 10 years? Ladies, you shouldn't even be, man, hold on. Let me slow down. Let me say this. If you're not married, the first thing you need to ask a man on the first date, what's your vision? Where you going? Don't hit your wagon to nobody. They can't tell you where they're going. Don't do it. I'm a big J. Cole fan. And he has a line that he says, and I may butcher it a little bit, but the sentiment is, good job, you went the right, you going a long way. Look up, you was going the wrong way. Right? So all this time, you think you making progress. You think you're doing something. You think you are achieving whatever it is life has for you, but you're not even on purpose. You are not even on purpose. So you may be satisfying the right now, but what is your kids gonna do? What is your wife gonna do? I communicate if you see my kids, if you see my purpose, or see my purpose, you see, or actually, yeah, if you see my kids and you see my wife, you see my purpose. It is like that. You can ask them where we going. You can ask them what we gonna do. They'll tell you. And the part is, it took me a while. It wasn't until, like I told you that story yesterday, and I sugarcoated it. But once I left my job, all this came full circle. I had to start to begin to explain to my wife what I was doing. I had to begin to explain to my kids, hey, why is dad at home all of a sudden, right? You talking about a man I was traveling 70% of the time. And so it was like two different lifestyles for my kids. It was one with mommy Monday through Thursday, and one with mommy and daddy Thursday through Sunday. So I say all that to say is, What's your purpose? What is your purpose? You got to be in line with your purpose, because if not, it's not going to work. I had to find that out the hard way. And they like, don't think your purpose means it's going to happen overnight. There's not no fairy tale now. But you got to have vision. You got to have a vision for what you're doing, why you're doing what you're doing. And you got to be able to communicate that. And this is me talking to the men right now. Ladies, like today we may have we're gonna have a better episode for y'all tomorrow, but I got to set the foundation, because as men we misleading our ladies, especially if we got homemakers out there. If y'all homemakers, y'all need you need reason to be able to do that. You need some guidance to say, look, at the end of the day, I'm here, I'm working with the kids, but for what? Right. That gets tiring. I've watched it personally. Before I start telling Erica where we was going, it was tough. It was tough. But that can all change. Once you make a decision to hold yourself accountable, to say, look, I'm here for a bigger reason. There has to be a vision. And that vision that you got, man, I guess we got to go there, right? We got to go there. The vision that you get, it comes from God. And it's that vision that you can't shake it. You think it's a dream. You see it. It's not really tangible yet. But that's the thing you got to go after. It really is. And so you got to sit on that. Don't go fast. Take some time. Write it man, I remember the vision I got. I was in church. I was probably 19. And I ain't listen. I'm no different from the next person. God talked to y'all like he talked to me. But y'all, we got to eliminate the distractions. I ain't no better than y'all. I get messages from God when I'm working out. It's been times when I get messages from God when I'm sending the email, and God said, don't send that message. Don't do it. But anyway, I'm taking time to talk about this because this business stuff don't matter if you don't know what your vision is. If you don't know what your vision stuff is, what your purpose is, a business just gonna tear your life up. You're gonna find yourself in more debt. You're gonna find yourself doing things that you wouldn't necessarily do with people you wouldn't necessarily do it with, just because you started a business that wasn't on purpose, that wasn't in line with your vision. Yeah. And so I always been a person to where I listen to God, but I hear God, but I won't always listen. But one time he was dealing with me. I was in church. It was my freshman year in college. And I went to go visit my parents. And at the time my dad was stationed in Germany. And I'd never forget. Man, it was crazy. We was doing praise and worship. And I had my hands up, praising God. And then out of nowhere, it's like I went to this place to where everything was black. Nobody was there. And felt like I was there for hours, just watching, just like seeing what it was that God was showing me. But I couldn't say nothing. I couldn't talk. I was just watching. And he showed me stuff so fast. And what he showed me in essence was creating this sports lounge, right? But it was going to be specific for men that, it was going to be a Christian-based sports lounge. And I won't get into all the details, but what I'm saying is God will show y'all stuff bit by bit, little by little. And you got to go towards that vision. Don't get out here starting no business because you think that's what's going to make you the most money. Now, you may start that business to get to that next goal, ultimately to get to your vision, but don't do it without being on purpose. Man. And so ask yourself, before we get into all that business stuff, man, what's your vision? What's your purpose? The Bible says, my people perish for lack of vision. Some of y'all getting divorces because y'all got two visions, which is the word division. Man, hold on, I'm getting too deep. Too deep for the live stream. Too deep for the live stream. But what I'm saying is, y'all need to have one vision. If you got a family, one vision. One vision. And you got to communicate that to your family, to your kids. Everybody in my family vision is based off of my vision. My wife move a certain type of way because I act a certain type of way. My kids move a certain type of way because my wife moves a certain type of way because she know what I expect. And it's not even trying to be prideful. It's not me trying to be boastful. It's just me letting y'all know. When you know you on vision, when you know you on purpose, you move different. You sit up different. You're not worried about when you walk into a room. You're not worried about losing a job. You're not worried about who liking your Instagram posts, who liking how many subscribers you got on YouTube. You're not worried about it. I made some points. Let me see about these points. So this whole thing is about being on purpose. All right. So at the end of the day, like what you have for you, God had already gave to you. You just got to unwrap it. And that's what this whole life thing is about. The story already been written, but are you going to do what you're supposed to do? Are you going to follow the person you're supposed to follow? And man, I'm getting too deep for the live stream. But if you got dominion, you got dominion. And when it comes to executing, once you get married, y'all got to have the same vision. I promise y'all wouldn't see me on the live stream if Erica was like, look, I can't, like, if she gave me real reason and say, look, that's that, I don't think you're supposed to do that, y'all wouldn't see me on here. I ain't talked about doing this for years. I really have. For y'all that if y'all look on Kyle's Club, y'all saw that same Kyle's Club intro. If you look at the video, that was up a year ago. Me and Erica was supposed to release a podcast, Closer Podcast. It ain't never go out because I was a perfectionist. But also my spirit wouldn't let me release it because it was phony. And I can't be phony with the people. I can't do it. If you're going to see, and the episode 1, a few of my kids walked in here, and I said, that's just what it's going to be. This ain't going to be polished. This ain't going to be perfect. But I'm going to give y'all what I got, and I'm going to give y'all what I know. And I expect for y'all to do the same. If y'all see me saying something on here and you want to challenge it. Because I'm going to tell you why I think. And I want y'all to do the same. But for my men, you got to have a vision. You got to. Why are you doing what you do every day? What are you doing every day? You have to have a vision. And if you don't got a vision, after so long, it gets tiresome. It gets to the point to where you say, look, I'm not even going to worry about it. I'm just going to lay here depressed. But that vision will help you push through. So ladies, if your man ain't communicated a vision to you, just ask him. You ain't got to press him because he probably won't know the answer. It took me a while. To be able to communicate my vision, to be able to articulate it. And so when it comes to a man, I always feel like you should have a vision. You should. Like, why as a family are we doing this? Why? And then honestly, once you communicate that, that give your wife confidence, give your kids confidence. I believe so much in my vision that we made a whole what is it? We made a whole little saying about it. And we say it every day at dinner. Cause listen, I'm trying to put them on game. I need them to know exactly when I'm not around what I would think, what I would say, what I would do. And honestly, that's how God works. That's how the Holy Spirit works. I'm getting too deep for the live stream. Too deep. But what I'm saying is have a vision, have a purpose. Write it down, man. It's not gonna happen overnight. I got several journals where I was writing stuff and it didn't make sense. Let me tell y'all another story. I got lots of stories. I remember when I was a shorty, I had to be all of maybe 8 years old. And something, I've always been business minded, but something had came over me. It was Saturday morning and I used to love roller coasters. And I said, look, I got this idea for this roller coasters. It was called Four Seasons. And the idea was there was going to be this roller coaster that takes you through all the four seasons. You go through a tunnel, it's going to be snowing on you. It's going to be cold. Then you go through another tunnel, it's going to be hot, right? You're going through all this other stuff, right? Then it's raining, it's spring, whatever. Anyway, I told my dad about it. And he was like, look, you got to write it out. So I'm like, okay, let me write it out. All I knew was to draw it. So I probably had 30 pieces of computer paper taped together and I'm drawing it. I'm just drawing it. I'm drawing it. So we got this paper going all the way over here. This one going all the way over here. I told him, I said, Dad, look, I'm done. He said, look, he really went along with it. We talked about sending it to Disney. We're going to sell it. I'm like, can I get money off of giving them this idea? And I was young too. But the point I'm making is you got to have a vision. Now, everything not going to go exactly how it's supposed to look. Like, you may get fired from your job and think that's the worst thing. But as long as you got your vision, you're going to get it back. That job ain't had nothing to hold you back. I used to watch Miles Monroe every morning. Rest in peace, Miles Monroe. Goodness gracious. He was said, man, you can get fired from your job. You can never get fired from your vision. And that always stuck to me. That always stuck with me. And so once you do like that, once you know your vision, like at certain places, y'all will never catch me. Y'all ain't gonna never see me at no club. Y'all not gonna never see me in no nightlife because it's not conducive to my vision. It don't make sense for me to be there. And it's not that I'm better than the situation. It just don't align with me. And so y'all got to start getting aligned with the point you say, look, certain stuff don't align with where I'm going. So I'm not going to involve myself in it. I can't. Your spirit won't let you go to the strip club when you know you got to get a newborn at home. When you know you got a wife that's dealing with the kids. But you got to be in tune. You got to communicate that to your wife. You got to communicate that to your kids. I got some points over here. Now, holding yourself accountable. That's what keeping score is, man. Like if y'all go to the website, shopkeepingscore.com, the vision was, it's a scoreboard. It's me. It's myself. I ain't talking about nobody else. What are you doing? What are you going to be able to say at the end of the day? These are the things I got done. These are the things I wasn't able to do. I watched my live stream because I'm holding myself accountable. How many times did I say the audio wasn't good, the visual wasn't good. What the backdrop look like? How does the lighting look? Can you hear the fish tank in the background? Listen, you have to keep score. You got to keep tally. Stop giving yourself passes. You've been said you was going to wake up at 4 a.m. You've been said it's like you break promises with yourself every day and then get upset when somebody break a promise with you. How that work? You got to hold yourself accountable. And that's why I was frustrated this morning. I say I get up every morning at 2 a.m. and I woke up at 3 a.m. Tried to blame my son real quick. Nope. Said, no, that's not going to happen. It was your fault. Jamel 0, myself 1. Because I failed getting up at 2 a.m. And now I got to deal with the consequences. Stop cutting yourself slack. Because you cut yourself slack, but you won't cut nobody else's slack. And so you have to get that same energy to yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Once you get your vision, once you understand your purpose, write it down and start to say how I'm going to work towards it. What am I going to do about it? It's almost disrespectful when you think about it. The time is is the thing you can't get back, and y'all sleeping it away. Y'all sleeping in the way. In Genesis, people used to live to like 400 years old. God said, we're going to cut that out because y'all playing with it. Ain't no more 400 years. I gave you 400 years, and you blew a job with 380 of them. How that work? I could have just gave you 10. You was going to do the same thing. So stop playing with the time. Hold yourself accountable. Whatever time you say you're going to get up, get up. What you say you're going to do it. Write it down. Be honest with yourself. All them times you said you was going to commit to doing something, you ain't do it. You said you was going to do. Man, hold on. Listen. And my people know. I had people over for New Year's. I say, look, I'm losing 30 pounds in January. I said I'm losing 30 pounds in January. First 7 days, I was texting people, letting them know what's up. I stopped texting them. I ain't lost the 30 pounds. I ain't lost it. But it wasn't on my purpose. I was talking all that stuff, and it wasn't in line with my purpose. So yeah, I'm not gonna lose the weight because it ain't that important to me. I want to be in shape. I want to get back in fighting shape. I used to be I'm 170 now. When I was in my prime, I was 150. Chiseled, hurting them. But that's not more important than bringing y'all this show. That ain't more important than me running my businesses. Me being ready to do my 9 to 5. So when I get up in the morning, the first thing I try to do is get on the weights. I'm doing a bench press. After that, I get on treadmill run. Walk on the treadmill for 30 minutes. I'm in the sauna for 30 more minutes. But I don't be doing it all the time. And the game don't lie. Whatever you're doing consistently, your body gonna show. Your mind gonna show. Look, you can't hide the facts. You can't hide it. So hold yourself accountable. Stop giving yourself slack. Because honestly, you don't need it. You don't need it. You need to hold your feet to the fire. Because when it comes down to it, you're gonna be the only person that really know deep down. I'm down here from 2 to 6 before anybody else wake up. I say down here, I'm in my basement. Don't nobody know what I'm down here doing. I could be not working. Our house could be potentially getting foreclosed on if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, Hold yourself accountable. Make sure at the end of the day, you don't make no excuses for yourself. Communicate your vision, understand your vision, and then ask yourself, are you in line with that vision? Because that's what's going, like when we talk about these businesses, that's another thing. I was mumbling on that, uh, mumbling on yesterday's live stream. Wasn't impressed. But your vision should be your business or working towards it. So all this business talk we talking about, we can't even get past that if you don't know your vision. Here come one of my kids right now. Let's see. There go Carson. What's up, Doug? Yeah, it's almost daddy time. That's what it is. So we're gonna wrap this up. Let me see. I wanted to give y'all a Shark Tank review. Matter of fact, let's no, we're gonna hold off on it because this is one of them shows. This is one of them shows. So listen, y'all been watching Keeping Score. I appreciate y'all for joining. I'm gonna be here tomorrow, in the next day, in the day after that. I hope y'all join me. If you don't join me, rewatch it. I'm laying a foundation right now. And so every show won't be like this. I may have some jokes for y'all. But what I won't do is start to look like the masses. Because we got to stand out. We got to stand out. So, all right. I love y'all. Enjoy your day. Be back at y'all tomorrow.